Most Steelbook collectors have this gap in their new series, Doctor Who collection. Series 9 is one of the rarest, actually, no, it's the rarest Doctor Who Steelbook out there. I'm beyond excited and thrilled to say that it is now in my collection, and I got it for just $65 with shipping, $50 before shipping. Today, I'm going to tell you all about it. Hopefully, some of my experience can give you inspiration to keep on going, keep on searching, to never give up. And hopefully one day, maybe you can have Series 9 in your collection as well.
You are watching the Doctor Who Guide.
Real quick, before we dive into how I got this Steelbook for such a cheap price, and let me tell you, it is a wild story, one that I never would have expected in a million years. This Steelbook goes for like $2,000. I've seen listings go anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. You're looking at a couple £100 minimum for this Steelbook. It is so rare. This is the crowning jewel of my collection. Before we get into this, I'm going back on a trip to the UK. I have officially booked the tickets. I would love your suggestions and ideas, what conventions and Doctor Who events I should go to, what Doctor Who filming locations or stores. I'm also looking for places to stay, so if you've got a guest bed, let me know. So this is Doctor Who Series 9. This is one of the rarest Steelbooks ever. How the heck did I track this down? Well, I bought this and found this incredible deal for $50 on Facebook Marketplace. And I am so glad that I searched for it. And actually, it seems like there was something, I don't know, like fate, because the day that I bought this was actually Doctor Who's birthday. And I forget if it was 2024, 2025, but I remember that so clearly that the day that I found this listing and first messaged about it on Facebook Marketplace was on Doctor Who's birthday. So I guess everybody else on Facebook Marketplace on that day was out celebrating, but I was on Facebook Marketplace. I mean, I celebrated too, but you get what I mean. So this was actually, this is tip number 1. This was what I saw on the listing. I didn't see the front, which we've all trained our minds to hone in on this, but make sure you're memorizing all angles of whatever rare item it is that you are looking to collect, because I saw Clara. The picture on the listing was actually the back of this Steelbook, and it was not, I don't even think the title of Steelbook was in the title. I was just scrolling through Doctor Who listings, and it was under like the Complete 9 series or something. So make sure you're searching for that as well, and just Doctor Who stuff in general. Now, this was located in the US, in a very southern state. I'm not going to say which one, because all of the details that I'm going to go through about my time with the seller, if you had too many details, I just don't want to dox them. I want to respect their privacy. So it was a southern state, which is a very long way away from me. I had to negotiate shipping, and at first wasn't sure. They didn't offer shipping on the listing. But anyway, let's start at the very beginning. Okay, so I see this listing on Facebook Marketplace, and it looks like this, and my jaw drops. I'm like, I cannot believe this. And I know so many, well, not so many, but I've heard quite a few stories of people being scammed especially on Facebook Marketplace, looking for this. This was the first time I'd ever seen it in the US. So that was a green flag for me, because the likelihood of this being in the US and also being sold is so low, but also the likelihood of people even knowing that this would be a good scam in the US is also much lower than it would be in the UK, where there are there are quite a few scam listings and listings out there. So it's very hard on Facebook Marketplace to not be scammed, because all people need to have is a picture of this, and they can claim to have it, and then get you to pay for it, or get you to pay for it in part. And then all of a sudden they've either got your info or your money, and they never send it to you. So there are a couple things I did throughout this process that I hope you can, learn from, integrate into your process. There is no guarantees. These are not advice or tips on how to not get scammed. Everything I did still could have resulted in me getting scammed, but you'll see throughout the story a bunch of green flags and steps that I took, precautions to help not get scammed. And the number one rule as well is to not risk any more money than you would be happy to lose. That was advice my dad gave me. And not specifically about this Steelbook, but just in general. And it was going through my head as I went through this. It just so happened at the time that in the end, the $65 was exactly all the spending money I had that month. And so it felt like, yes, I would be bummed, but it's like what I mean by happily lose this money is that you're not going into debt. You wouldn't have all your savings wiped out. My savings were $65. So yes, I did have them wiped out, but you get what I mean. This was something that I was so worried I would get a brick. I kept saying, oh my gosh, I'm so worried that a brick is going to show up in the mail. So anyway, of course I messaged the seller and I asked if this was available, and I hear back yes, which is, oh, I'm so glad. So many responses to Facebook messages or on Marketplace are like, no, this is sold. So this is still available. Could absolutely still be a scam at this point. And just that one word. And I said, and it's still $50. It goes for a lot more on eBay. So I'm kind of actively talking myself out of this deal, which is so dumb, but that's the kind of person I am. I don't necessarily like to take advantage of people if they don't know what's valuable and what they have, but it's not the first time I've done that with listings, but I've never had it go wrong for me. Oftentimes they want to sell. And so this response I got was, your gain. Just that, your gain. I was like, for $50, like that was a green flag in terms of the scamming, because I was like, if you're trying to scam somebody, you generally want to go for more money than that. Doesn't mean it couldn't still have been a scam. $50 is $50. So anyway, I'm like, okay, your gain. All right. So I said, it's just that there are a lot of fake scam listings for this product out there. Would you be able to take a picture of it with today's date and my name written on a piece of paper that's in the frame as well? And so this is a method that you can at least use to determine whether or not the person scamming you actually really has the product. Because there are people who have the product who can still scam you, but a lot of people are trying to use just photos that they found on the internet, even of other people's actual photos of this product. And so I was like, can you please send me a photo with today's date? Now, they do this in Facebook, like groups as well that sell things. You have to put like today's date, but I also wanted my name because, that anybody can, sometimes anybody can take a photo with a sticky note of like their name or maybe the date, but my name, that's just another thing to fake or Photoshop that I'm like, let's make sure that this is real. And people can fake photos nowadays too, a lot. So anyway, that's what I asked. Basically, they said that they were out. For their privacy, I won't say where they were, but they told me a specific establishment that they were at, and they said, I'll do that when I get back. I said, when you can is fine, just to show that you really have it. And then I asked the big question, do you ship or is this local only? I mean, I'm willing to travel long distances to get something like this, but you have to factor in gas is expensive, transportation is expensive. I would likely need to involve somebody else in this process to do so. Yeah, I was not about to necessarily go cross country to get this. And I was really hoping I could convince this seller to ship. The response came back, okay, later tonight, yes, I can ship. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That was another green flag in the kind of green flag category of maybe this isn't a scam, because if somebody knows that you're interested and they're scamming you, they're not going to be like, well, I'll do it later tonight when I get back from this thing that I'm at. I was like, okay, that's a good sign. They would be pushing and wanting your money as fast as possible. I asked, how much is it going to be to ship? I gave my state as a location. Always be careful when giving out your location on the internet. Seriously. And the response was, media mail is $289. Now, this is wild. Okay. So this was my, like, a concern I never thought I'd have to have with this, which is this person going to ship this in, like, I wanted this shipped like they were the crown jewels, but this person is under the impression that, okay, yeah, it's worth a lot, but I'm charging $50 for it. So I'm like, you want to spend $2.50 on shipping this? Like, that's wild. I want this to come in one piece, but you're convinced it's not necessarily as rare as you think it is, so as I know it is. Then the seller said, just know that there's a Facebook Marketplace glitch with my account right now, and we can't do purchases through Facebook Marketplace, so we'll have to go through PayPal. Now, I got some alarm bells, kind of a red flag, like what's going on with the account. But I looked at this seller's account and saw that there were not only plenty of other listings and reviews. So this isn't a new seller or, necessarily it helps you figure out if somebody's a real seller. If they have a lot of listings going back a while, if they have good reviews, you want to look for those as well. And I also looked at their profile because you can do that on Facebook and saw they had public posts dating way, 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 way back. So a lot of scams might create new accounts or fake accounts. This person had posts and photos and listings dating back a long, long time. So that really was a green flag for me as well. They then sent me a photo which had the note and the item in a different picture and position. I could even see some of their hands in the photo, and I could kind of match that up to pictures on their profile. And I could see the note as well. And I saw that it was written beautifully. I said, "You have wonderful handwriting." And the seller said, "Thanks. I have, as part of their job, they have good handwriting." And so I was actually able to look up their company and where they work for. I was really I was stalking this person at this point to prove that they were a real person, because I could tell, I knew the area from the Facebook Marketplace listing as well. And so I was like very convinced that, okay, this is a real person who's scamming me. Okay, at the very least, this is a real person. I said that I prefer to complete the transaction on Facebook Marketplace. However, if we go through PayPal, I want to go with goods and services, not friends and family, because goods and services has more protection for both the buyer and the seller than friends and family does. And that was another nudge towards helping me have some sort of protection. Also, purchasing with a credit card can also have some more protections than certainly doing direct bank transfers or maybe other methods of payment. Again, you've got to be super careful with anything, because even with PayPal, you've got to exchange emails and, there's lots of ways you can trip up, but fortunately, it did work out for me. The seller said, "Not familiar with that, but I have to work around Marketplace's glitch. I have almost 200 items for sale, and all the buy it now buttons are grayed out. They were supposed to follow up today or tomorrow. I'll look into it." And so that's more details about what's going on. No idea what's going on with that glitch. Next, the seller said, "Yes, I have been selling other Doctor Who items using PayPal this week. Facebook's in no hurry to help me out." So I was like, great, okay, you sold other Doctor Who items. And that's a good sign as well, that you're not just selling the one random item. You have a collection that makes sense that this would be part of it. But I wasn't satisfied. I said, I've been a fan and a collector for years. I've been looking for this for years. Are you a fan or a collector? I'm trying to understand the low price for this. This seller replied, "I am selling lots of Doctor Who items. A wealthy Korean foreign exchange student left boxes and boxes of stuff that I have been selling for years now on their behalf." And so I was like, okay, if you're telling a story, if you're making up a lie or a fib, kudos to you for being that creative. Because that sounds so I never would have guessed that as a response for, as being a made up response. So sometimes too good to be true is occasionally true. But as a rule, people on the internet, too good to be true does not turn out that way. So the whole time I was biting my nails, because I was like, I'm getting good green flags and I'm getting red flags. And going back to the handwriting on the note, this was wild. Sorry, I've got my laptop for notes from our message conversation. The wild thing about the notes, I said, your handwriting is incredible, but the notepad was a St. Jude's Children's Hospital notepad, the kind that you get sent when you've donated to said hospital. And I was like, if you're scamming somebody and you're using a notepad from St. Jude's Children's Hospital, that's a different level of compartmentalization that I just don't think somebody who's donating to a children's hospital is out there scamming people on the internet. So that was also a green flag for the seller. So we continue our conversation. She agrees to sell through PayPal and even tries to pitch to me other Doctor Who items, including one that's actually right behind me, this Doctor Who David Tennant Years Digibook box set, and she pitched more for that set than this. I was like, A, I have that, and B, why are you trying to sell this for, I think it was $100 or $150 that they pitched me on for that set, whilst having this for $50. I would have paid, I do think I would have paid anywhere in the probably $200 or less range. I mean, I only had 65 though, so this was really meant to be. I confirmed that the seller would be willing to do it through goods and services, and then I gave my PayPal email address to them, which bit of a risk, but I was willing to bet on this. I'm just seeing now, actually it was $61 that I got this for. Oh my gosh. So the seller tells me that the PayPal request for the money has gone through. And about an hour goes by. I saw nothing in terms, I was checking the messages. I saw the message right when it came. An hour goes by. I'm not seeing anything in my inbox. So I message her again. I hadn't seen anything on PayPal. So I messaged her again. I said, still nothing. And so she tried again and it came through. I think something was wrong with the way that she typed my email. And so that was a green flag to me as well, because generally if somebody is scamming you, they want your money and they want it fast. And so for somebody to be like, oh, waiting an hour and not even worried that I hadn't sent the money didn't seem like scammer behavior. I sent the payment. I could have tried to negotiate like a half up front and then half when it's arrived sort of a deal. And I'm not saying that's not a bad strategy. It keeps half your money in your account until you have proof of purchase. But I didn't want to scare the seller off of the deal or come across as a scammer to me. Actually, it's annoying. A lot of the info on how to not get scammed on Facebook Marketplace or, on PayPal out there is actually in regards to sellers being scammed by people ghosting them and not, paying them for their products. And I just find it strange that, I have the perspective of the buyer and so much of the info on not getting scammed is for the sellers. Payment goes through. I give the seller my address of my PO box. Again, privacy, it's important. And then later I get the message that the item has been sent. That was on November 25th. Now on the 7th of December, this finally arrived on my doorstep. And the whole time I was just saying, I really hope I haven't been sent a brick in the mail, just something that's not this. Oh my gosh, I was so concerned and so worried that it would not be this beautiful Steelbook. I remember actually telling my family I was so excited about this listing and getting this. And man, I remember the moment so clearly when I unboxed this. I was actually, it arrived when I was playing Fortnite with my friends, the Worgans, and I told them that it had arrived and what it was, and that I didn't know what was inside it or if I'd been scammed. And they were like, what are you doing? Get off of Fortnite right now and go and and open the Steelbook. See what's in there. We gotta know. I mean, Mark's a collector himself. He has this in his collection. We all wanted to know what I had been sent and if it was really in there. And so I video called them and I filmed the moment unboxing this myself. If I can find that clip on my hard drive, I'll include it right now. Hello, everyone. Today on the Doctor Who Guide, I am beyond super excited. I am at new levels of excitement because, as you've seen from the title and the thumbnail, what is in here is either a scam, in which case this video will be a cautionary tale to everyone watching, or it will be one of the holy grails of the Doctor Who collection, if not the holy grail. This could possibly be the Series 9 Steelbook. I have a gap prepared here. And I am not alone. I was telling the Worgans about this parcel arriving, and we were playing Fortnite, and they were like, "What are you doing playing Fortnite? You should unbox it." So I'm all set up now. They are on watching me on Facebook, and
Hi, everyone.
they say hello, and they are just as excited almost as I am to be seeing if this is real. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait any longer. Let's get unboxing. As you can see, the box is it's been damaged. It's the holidays. It's what happens with postal service and everything. So this, I'm hoping, is okay inside. I hope they haven't just mailed me a brick. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking a little bit right now. I am so nervous. I'm shaking a little bit. There's not much to open because it's kind of partially open already. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. This is such a big moment. I hope that this is safe and sound. There is some padding in here. Oh, calm down, calm down.
Come on. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. It's a Steelbook. It's a Steelbook. It's the complete 9th series. Yes. Oh. It's there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. I see Clara. I see Clara. And I see the 12th Doctor. I got this for $61. This goes for hundreds, thousands online. Oh my gosh. I feel like I should be wearing gloves.
Amazing.
Oh, you know. Oh my goodness. It is
so
in
blessed.
perfect
Wow, look at
condition. Still sealed.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. Oh my word. I'm like shaking. I am literally shaking. This is amazing.
Wow. I'm so glad it was spot on.
Me,
Really happy for you, honestly, man. I was
Thank
so
you.
worried that it might have been a scam because it was so cheap.
I know.
Wow.
I am so thrilled that it has come safe and sound and that it is in beautiful condition. I cannot see a single thing wrong with this. It includes all 12 episodes plus the specials. I mean, I thought I was lucky and super excited just to hold Mark's Series 9 Steelbook that he has in his collection that he bought right when it came out. And now I have it. Now I'm holding. Now it's mine. This is mine. This is in my collection. I feel like it should be displayed. I'm so excited. I'm going to put it on the shelf now, which feels so surreal. I've thought about this moment for years, and here it finally is. Between Series 8 and Series 10, I now have a Steelbook, and it is Series 9.
Awesome.
I can't even right now. Oh my gosh. Thanks for tuning in live to the Worgans. And I remember opening it and being absolutely ecstatic. I was smiling for, I kid you not, a full week afterwards. I mean, it was so exciting. I mean, what a rush. I mean, if you're a collector, you've gotten a good deal. You know how exciting that is, and just the emotions, and to have this in the collection, and it is sealed. It is in beautiful condition. There's a little bit, like a teeny tiny bit, that's unsealed. That's so tempting. It's saying, "Open me, open me," and I know people will be saying, "Are you going to open it? Are you going to open it?" And it is tempting because normally I prefer to unseal things, so I can film videos about them and share them and show them with you and see what's inside. Because growing up as an American collector, it was so frustrating to see videos of items that I wanted to see. What does it look like on the inside? And people, sealed or unsealed, wouldn't show you everything. I never knew what was on booklets because everybody just assumed everybody had the DVDs and they never showed the booklets. So you'll see in my videos, perhaps to a strange extent, I will show you the tops of things and the underneaths and the J cards and the backs, and if it's blank, and these interiors, like who wants to see this interior? But growing up watching videos of collections, I didn't know what everything looked like. I didn't know Clara was on the back of this. And I'd watch videos and you just see this sat on a table in front of you, just facing you, and somebody's reviewing the episodes. And I'm like, no, show me the product. Show me the product. I've seen the episodes. Show me the product. So I do lean towards wanting to unseal this, but it is so rare. And it is the crown jewel of my collection that it's been a long time and I still have not brought myself to unseal it. I mean, I also knew I was going to film this video first, but I am beyond thrilled to have it fill this spot on the shelf. It now goes Series 8, Series 9, Series 10, all in a row there. I am beyond thrilled to have that gap filled, and for $61 in the end. I feel like if you adjust for inflation, that's basic, and then convert from pounds to US dollars, that back then that would have been what it would have cost me to buy that Steelbook just at its going rate, at its original retail price. It's RRP. And a regular retail price, I think that's what that stands for. So it arrived, and I said, thank you so much to the seller. And I am so grateful to this seller and to every seller who I've thankfully run across, many who have kindly sold things that they knew were worth more at extremely good prices for various reasons. This seller was selling something that it was somebody else's thing that they were into. And so that was a really unique situation. And I do caution you that there are scams out there on Facebook Marketplace. You have to be careful. But I also want to encourage you. I was looking for years and checking Facebook Marketplace and other sites, eBay as well, just daily looking for this Steelbook for years. And so I want to encourage you to keep going, keep being persistent. I wish I could give you more tangible advice than that, other than take the green flags from this video and try and see if you're seeing any of them. Take the red flags from this video, see if you're seeing any of them. Obviously, be careful out there on the internet, but be persistent. There are good deals out there, and I'm so glad that I chose on Doctor Who's birthday to go look for Doctor Who merchandise, and lo and behold, it was there waiting for me. So keep up the persistence. I mean, it's easy for people to say that the patience pays off when you are the person for whom the patience has paid off. Hang in there. But it was just checking. It was just checking consistently and trying to take as many precautions as I could. And like I say, I didn't risk more than I was happy to lose. And it was a very unique situation. And I'm lucky that that they were willing to ship and that I found this merchandise in the US. That was something in my advantage, but it was also a disadvantage that kind of got turned into an advantage. The disadvantage being how incredibly unlikely it is to find Doctor Who merchandise in the US. Why would you even? The only reason I'm bothering to search for that on Facebook Marketplace is because that's where I am. That's where I live. But I search all over the country so that I can see, even if somebody says they're not willing to ship, if you ask, they very well may be. And that was the case. What have you recently added to your collection? And also, what is the best deal that you have ever gotten on a Doctor Who item? I'd love to know. Also, bonus tip for everyone who stayed around to the end. I was talking with my family about this recently, but I have seen a shift in Facebook Marketplace. When it started, it felt a lot like, finding I suppose they'd have a different term for this in the UK. Like, I think you might call them car boot sales. You might have the same term, but, we have yard sales in the US. And it felt like finding a yard sale online, i.e. you could find more good deals because the spirit of yard sales is we have a lot of items that we want to turn into cash, but we're gonna give you a box of stuff, maybe for, a box of Pokemon cards for $50 or something. And they're not gonna look through each card and see if there's a super rare thing and look up its value on eBay and put separate price tags on everything. It's kind of we want to turn this into cash. We're not trying to nickel and dime you. We're not trying to necessarily get back what we originally paid for it with interest, plus our effort and labor and all this, it felt like that in the beginning, and now they're even pulling listings from eBay, but it feels like more people are going to sell things on Facebook Marketplace to make money. And so they'll cross-check with eBay, see what the going rate is. People even reference eBay and say, hey, I'm slightly beating eBay's prices here in Facebook Marketplace listings. Now, I obviously found a great deal on Facebook Marketplace. Keep checking there. But another place that I've recently found that I actually got a couple Doctor Who t-shirts from because the prices were so low on there is Vinted. Vinted, and they're not a sponsor of this. They don't even have an affiliate link program because I looked into it and I was like, man, if I ever promote this in one of my videos, I'd love to have an affiliate link to their thing. What they have is if you end up getting Vinted, there's a link in the description down below, and you use my link and then you end up selling something within 30 days, I get a commission. If you do, that's great. But they're not sponsoring this in any way. I've found a couple of t-shirts from Vinted that I bought one for my sister and I bought one for me. And like right now, I don't know about you, I don't have a ton of spending money. And so seeing things for that low prices, I'm seeing a lot of Doctor Who stuff on there, a good variety, some for not great prices, some for a lot of money, but a lot for really good prices. And so far it's been very fast shipping and oftentimes very low or free shipping. And the condition of things has been good so far. So obviously it's a new platform. Every seller is different. Buy at your own risk. You all have free will and your decisions are your own at the end of the day. Hey everyone, it's Future Alex from the editing booth. And I thought if I'm going to be talking up Vinted, may as well give it another test and see how this t-shirt arrived from Vinted. Do kind of a live unboxing here for you. Here we go. We're going to open this up and see. I'm really excited actually to show you all there's a little thank you note. Look at that. That's lovely. And I'm really excited to show you the t-shirt. It's a Doctor Who crossover t-shirt with one of my all-time favorite comic strips. Here we go. Take a look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at that. That's a Dalek. It's a snow Dalek, which I have made a snow Dalek, by the way, before. You gotta look out for snow Daleks because you never know when one will pop up and threaten your snow doctor. Don't worry, doctor. I'm gonna save you with a full body tackle of the Dalek. Exterminate. I mean, this was a problem of my own creation because I totally built that snow Dalek earlier in the day, but I had to save the doctor at all costs, even if it meant a face full of snow. And look at it go down. Oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. That was really fun. It's snowing outside. Let's make a snow Dalek. Here's how to create a snow Dalek. Step 1, create a giant mound of snow. And then step 2, carve away anything that isn't Daleks. Well, okay, so that sounds a lot easier than it actually is, as I'd shoveled around the edges of it to give it even more height. I got the dome shape pretty spot on, but the midsection and the top dome was a lot harder because the snow by this point had gotten quite dry. Here it is, my snow Dalek. We've got an actual plunger and whisk and an icicle for the eye stalk. I love it. I'm going to turn this snowman, whose name is currently Olaf, into... There we go. Now we have the doctor and a Dalek. That's amazing. My sister made the snowman and I made the Dalek. And we have Calvin. It's Calvin and Hobbs is the 4th Doctor and Calvin's the 11th Doctor. And I absolutely love it. Ooh, that feels like the right size too. Here, let's do one of those fun classic YouTube transitions. Here we go. Oh, hang on. Let's try again. All right, so here is the t-shirt. There we go. Look at that. It's on top of another t-shirt because you're supposed to wash and dry t-shirts before you put them on secondhand. But I love the fit and it's just a great t-shirt. Look at that. Absolutely adorable. And I forgot what the price was. It was a really good price as well. So I just absolutely love that. That is so freaking adorable. Another win for Vinted. Let's go. I just feel like when I'm sharing this, I don't want to give any guarantees of any results. Obviously, I can't. But I did want to share what these green flags were and what these red flags were so that you could, hopefully, like I say, glean some inspiration and maybe, have a safer approach to your next Facebook Marketplace listing that you buy from, or just any listing online, ask yourself, why is this cheap? What is the reason behind why this is cheap? And so if you see like, you know, I'm cleaning this out for a friend, or I'm selling my kid's collection, you know, that explains the cheap price. Or, you know, there's some people sometimes consider like a little tear in the seal a reason enough to knock it down a price, but figure out why. Sometimes it's because it's broken. If you don't actually see product photos in listings, I'm always wary of them, because that means that I can't confirm whether your idea, and this is on eBay, but whether or not your idea of a, you know, like new condition, acceptable condition, very good is the same as my idea. And oftentimes, if you're just seeing a stock image, if you're not seeing the actual item, then, or an actual photo, then I'm just like, there's probably then a reason, and I need to knock it down from, if it's like new, knock it down in my head to very good. If it's saying it's very good, knock it down to good, and so on and so forth. Just knock it down a level, because if they can't be bothered to take a photo of it, then I'm concerned, just as a seller, because I can't confirm. I don't know what their opinions are on the grading of their products. So thanks so much for watching. I know this has been a kind of run-on video, but I have a lot of thoughts on buying things on online and on the internet. I've been doing it for a while now, and it was really fun to add this to the collection. This really feels like the crowning achievement of the collection so far as things that I've bought for it. And it's just been amazing. And in terms of rarity, I don't know how many it's limited to. There's not like a number anywhere that says like 1 of 10,000, 1 of 2,000, whatever. But I think it was a lower print run than subsequent Steelbooks, because it sold very well. And obviously future releases, they upped the number. And so those aren't as rare, but there's still a lot of Steelbooks. I still don't have series 11 or 12 in my collection. And I've been very lucky that my entire Steelbook collection pretty much has been given to me by either Gary Comtois or John Fisher, members of the Who crew. Memberships gives you early access to Doctor Who Guide videos. You also get Who-inspired loyalty badges. They regenerate with you after certain periods of time. Some of those are also emojis that you can use. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. Keep growing your knowledge collection and connection with other Doctor Who fans. My goodness, I've almost talked for the length of an entire Doctor Who episode. Thanks so much for sticking around. Comment down below, Super Steelbook supporter, if you made it this far in the video. And that way I will know. Where is Albert? Albert is somewhere here. Albert, where are you? Ah, there you are, Albert. Hello. Let's get you camera ready. There we go. All right. Phone is on 10% battery, so this feels great. Albert the Adipose says hello, and we both hope to see you in the next video. Bye! Okay, let's try and get... I'm not facing. Look at that. Look at that. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, the specials, Series 5, Series 6, Series 7, the 50th anniversary specials, Series 8, Series 9, Series 10, the complete 11 series. This is the German Steelbook, and the complete 12 series, the German Steelbook. Flux, the Series 13 specials, the 60th anniversary specials, Season 1, Season 2, and beyond. Oh my gosh. And the TV movie is a recent one that we just did an unboxing of on the channel, so you can check that out next if you want to watch that. Bye!
Don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who Guide YouTube channel. Now,
don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who Guide YouTube channel. You know it makes sense.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who Guide YouTube channel.
Hello! Don't forget to subscribe to the Doctor Who YouTube channel. Guide.
You are watching the Doctor Who Guide.